special credit for going first.
Okay, so hi, I'm Faith, and today I'm going to be doing my presentation on the effects that social media has on college students. So according to McGraw-Hall, research repeatedly confirms that 18 to 29-year-olds are the biggest users of social media, and I'm sure this doesn't really come as a shock as we fall right in that age group, and I'm sure that for most of us, using social media has become a part of our daily routine. But social media can have some negative effects on us, and that can include sleep, mental health, communication, and schoolwork. So most students are using social media before they go to bed, and this is not really good since sleep is a crucial part for us, especially being in college. We're involved in a lot of activities, and then we have schoolwork as well as hanging out with friends, so sleep is very important for us. And I took a poll of Mount Union students, and over 100 of them said that they use social media before bed, and one of my roommates who was in the room said that she usually uses social media before going to bed, and that oftentimes it causes her to not sleep as much, and she notices that the next day her sleep quality would be not as good. And I know that I look at my phone before going to bed, and I'm sure most of you look at your phone before going to bed too. And I know that all of us have gotten less sleep because of that. And according to an article on the effects of sleep deprivation in college students, what most college students do not really realize is that looking at our phone or computer before bed, the blue lights in that can actually block the release of melatonin, which is very essential in getting good sleep and getting a good sleep cycle. And so overall, social media is negatively affecting our sleep quality. So social media has been around for a while, but it's not really became relevant until in the recent years, and it can have negative effects on our mental health. And a survey from 2020 says, but during and now even after COVID, it became worse with our anxiety, depression, and stress using social media. And a professor at the University of Florida who works with simulation modeling claims that for college students, if they avoid social media altogether, it leads to them feeling loneliness and fear of missing out. And so using social media can have good effects on our mental health as it makes us feel connected with our peers, but it also can have a negative effect, so it's really two-sided with our mental health. And usually on social media, college students are often posting points in their life where they're happy or just fun events, and if you're looking at that, not necessarily feeling very happy, it can just make you feel even worse because you're not feeling the same way they are. So social media can be actually beneficial when it comes to communication, because I'm sure most of us use social media as the main form of communication for talking with our friends with things such as Snapchat. And whenever I talk to my older family members, they talk about how they would just talk to their friends face to face and that they weren't constantly talking to their friends 24/7. And obviously that was like completely normal to them, but if we don't talk to our friends 24/7, it can often feel not very weird, and it can make us feel maybe a little lonely since we use that as our main form of communication. But using social media as the main form can often make it, I know for me, harder to talk to people in person, although I've gotten better, but I definitely feel like looking at a screen to talk to your friends can not be very beneficial with communicating face to face with people. So this is the last negative effect that I think that social media has on college students, but it can have a negative effect on our schoolwork, because I know that I and my friends, we often procrastinate to do our homework assignments by just scrolling on social media, and instead of doing assignments on paper and turning them in like we did when we were younger, we now have to turn almost everything into Dropbox online. So we almost have to be on our phone or computer to do the assignments, which can lead us to be getting distracted. And a study from over 10 years ago says when asked if they felt social media affected their study habits, 53% said yes, and this is back in 2013, so obviously technology and social media apps have become much more advanced, so I think that today they asked probably it would probably be like 80 to 90% say that it does. But 14% of people in that survey did say that they believe that it helped with completing their schoolwork, which I think can also be relevant today because we have to be online, and even during this assignment we have to be online and maybe use social media to find our resources, so that leads to more distractions. And one of my friends said that she usually has her phone right next to her whenever she's doing homework, and if she gets a notification, she often goes on her phone to check that notification, and then sometimes she'll be on her phone longer than she thinks, causing it to take longer to complete her assignment. And I know that me personally, when I take breaks, I often want to scroll on social media, and sometimes a 10-minute break can turn into a 2-hour break and cause it for me to take longer to finish my assignments. And it's when I was doing my research, a lot of articles said that taking breaks, a lot of college students cause them to not finish their assignments or turn them in, and so it can also show a decline in your grades and schoolwork. So social media is a lot more impactful today than it was in the past, and college students can having social media can alter their view on their American dream, just because you see so much more than what you did in the past. And in one of the articles we read, Monsters of Desire, it says that the American dream has 2 faces, and I think that today, especially in social media, we're seeing influencers and celebrities and how they're making their income and like just basically providing for their family fully on social media, which is not very like realistic for us, as not all of us are going to become influencers or celebrities. But we also see our friends and family members on social media posting their lives, and that's a lot more realistic because that's probably where we're going to end up, but still seeing that. And we're seeing successes and failures of people, and that can be helpful and not helpful because we're seeing people's highs and people's lows, so we're seeing what bad things could happen in our life, but also what good things could happen in our life. And looking on Masters of Desire, how they talk about status symbols, I think that status symbols can really be seen in social media, specifically with celebrities, because we often see their fancy cars or fancy houses. And then also while we're on social media, half the time you're scrolling, a bunch of advertisements will pop up, often appealing to what you want to see based on the algorithm through various social media apps, and so it's kind of catered to you. So just to conclude, social media has many negative effects on college students, including altering their sleep quality, mental health issues from using and not using social media, struggling to finish assignments, and also communication, and overall it's not really benefiting college students. And these are my references.
Do you have questions? Are you glad you have social media?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely use it a lot, so I'm glad I have it. Yeah.
Now, you know how you was like, it's a distraction sometimes, like, cause we got like, turning it into a Dropbox or something like that. Would you rather have like assignments back on paper?
I don't know, because I feel like there's benefits to having online, because then like the professors don't have to deal with all those papers, but then it's not really good for us. But I don't know, I feel like it really just depends. I like having the Dropboxes just because I feel like it makes it easier, but it definitely can lead to distractions, I feel like.
I feel like a lot of kids go through like stages of being addicted to social media and then wanting to erase everything and like
Yeah.
getting away from it. Do you ever feel that way, and like do you ever see yourself doing that?
I always want to, but I feel like I just talk to my friends too much on social media, so I don't think I really ever will.
All right. Good time.